The search for God is absurd.
It is if everyone dies alone.
Does that scare you?
I don't want to be alone.
Today, I wanted to try something that I'd never tried before in Kerbal Space Program, and as the title of this video actually suggests, I am going to be going to an asteroid. That's right, despite the asteroids being in the game since 0.23.5 when KSP did that collaboration with NASA for the asteroid redirect mission update, I have only ever been to an asteroid once, and that did not go well at all. The game glitched out, the asteroid became a lot smaller than it should have been, and then I reloaded and the ship was stuck inside the asteroid, and it was all just a massive nightmare. So this is my first proper, real attempt in order to actually go to an asteroid, take a sample and return home. Unfortunately, I didn't pack any refueling things on this mission, so we literally just docked to it, looked at it and sort of went home because we sort of lacked the fuel, but it's still a pretty good achievement for me nonetheless, and it means we can go back to this asteroid in the future if we want to do any more missions on it. You can see here I was using a 3.75 meter launch stage. Some mods are included, mostly KW rocketry I think in this actual build, mostly just for the fairing and for the tanks on the external thing. The launch was far from perfect actually, and as per usual there were many errors on the way, mostly due to my incompetence and my impatience. They're the two main things that actually caused this mission to not go 100% smoothly. You'll see on the actual rendezvous process here, while I'm actually plotting the course and everything and checking where the actual asteroid is and where I'm going to end up next relative to it, I get a little bit impatient with time warp and I end up skipping over a few things, and you'll probably be able to hear me if you listen really closely cursing in the background at 4 times normal speed, obviously because it's going to sound really squeaky. But yeah, I also began to get quite concerned with regards to the actual fuel I had on this mission as well. I began to think that I might not have enough fuel to actually return back to Kerbin, or at least get a course that would penetrate Kerbin's atmosphere in order to slow down. Turns out we did in the end. You'll see that in the end here. But my approach for this asteroid was very aggressive. You can see here we're going out past the orbit of Juno and our catch-up orbit relative to the thing as we leave Kerbin behind. Kerbin actually does stay in view for the whole time of doing this, which is rather neat. I think I tried to point it out a couple of times while I'm actually doing this with my mouse cursor. Obviously, I don't know how clear it's going to be on the actual playback here, because it's at 4 times normal speed. But while I get the rendezvous and stuff done, I'm sure you guys will be able to watch the gameplay in the background. This is basically like any other rendezvous, only in deep space and with higher speeds we're dealing with. It's nothing really new. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit, because I haven't really been all that active on the channel in the past couple of weeks or so. With no KSP news really has gone up. I've only had the one video which was like 2 weeks old, and so I was actually uploading it a little bit later than I should have been. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that in this video. In case you're not aware, last Monday I started college. Yes, that's right, I'm now into A-levels and scary stuff like that. Exams that actually matter, unlike GCSEs. If not, then go watch my GCSE video where it explains why I think about GCSEs and all that sort of stuff. GCSE exams here in the UK, but now I'm into A-levels. Yes, A-levels are the exams that matter. These are the big ones in Britain, and I've taken geology, psychology and English language. They're the 3 A-levels I've taken, and so as a result I'm going to be doing a lot of studying because they're 3 quite studious subjects. You have to do a lot of reading up on them, particularly psychology I've found out, and English obviously because you've got various different books and stuff to read, there are various different texts and articles, what have you. And so as a result, uploads may be slightly decreased for the next few months. I'm not quitting, I'm not stopping completely. I just want to prioritize my education and stuff like that, which is obviously a no-brainer. I'm sure most of you guys would probably do the same if you're in my sort of position. That's basically all I really wanted to say on the regards to the actual school front there. There will be decreased episodes of like KSP News and Operation Exploration, which I will get to in a moment. But yeah, I'd just like you guys to respect that, and I'm sure you will. You've always been pretty good with this sort of stuff, because obviously I am still in education, so unfortunately these things happen and they do have to take priority, but I hope you guys will understand. So, Operation Exploration, Episode 3 is currently in the works. I've currently got the audio design about 50% complete. The script is actually recorded now and is on my hard drive. I've just got to put some music to it, and then I can get on to filming the actual cinematics. I don't really want to put a time frame on it too much, but I would say within the next month or so it should be out, Episode 3. These episodes take a lot longer than I initially anticipated to actually get done. And I'm glad you guys enjoy them, because when they do go out, it's always a very, very satisfying feeling for me. But at the moment, they are just sort of annoying to produce. That's why you haven't seen Episode 3 in such a long time. But you will see it eventually, I promise. Episode 3 will be coming out eventually, because it's got a quite nice little plot twist in the little cinematic. It's a shorter cinematic than usual as well. But here you can see, back to the actual mission, we are back in front of the asteroid and we're about to crash into it, because unfortunately I didn't slow down properly, and so I try throwing myself at it at all different angles. Yeah, I need to work on my actual docking procedure here, or clamping procedure, whatever you want to call it. I need to work on the actual procedure. I hit it so hard we actually induced some form of rotation on the actual asteroid, but we're now going to rename it as Sorry for the Delay, I believe I called it. Sorry for the Delay, and this name rocks, if you get the pun. Yeah, I went there. I'm sorry. That was a terrible, terrible pun, and it will not happen again. But Jebediah is now going to go out and observe this rock, this space rock, this celestial body, this building block of the Kerbal system that is this asteroid. And so he's going to take samples, he's going to test out the gravity, because of course asteroids do have gravity. It is absolutely minuscule, so much so that you wouldn't notice if you were stood next to it. But they do have gravity, and as do all objects in the universe, they have some form of gravity. And as you can see, Jebediah has found out that it isn't very much. He has to use his EVA suit to even stay stood on the surface. So we're taking some surface samples here, and we're going to have a quick fly around of the asteroid to see it in the sunlight. You can see various shades of grey, white and black, and strangely the texture on the underside appears to be somewhat smoother than the one on the top, perhaps indicating a past impact there, meaning that the lava inside obviously solidified. If there is even lava inside, we do not know. It's probably mostly solid, but it could possibly suggest a past impact which sort of split it in two, or something like that. I don't know. I'm still in the early stages of taking geology at A level, so please do bear with me with that sort of thing. But Jeb gets back in the capsule now, and it's time for the journey home. We decide to leave the hook in the actual, you can see me pointing out Kerbin there. We decide to leave the actual clamp in the asteroid here, just so that we know where we actually put it in the first time. No, oh god, that sounds so strange. But it knows where we actually clamped the first time, and I think it looks pretty cool. And also we needed to ditch weight, I thought, at this point in time, because I thought we were running pretty low on fuel, when in actual fact we had tons left, and we probably could have diverted this asteroid, this building block of the solar system, should I say, probably on a course that avoided Kerbin. But obviously we couldn't be bothered to do that, because hey, it just visited an asteroid for the first time, and like baby steps and all that sort of thing, which is probably a mistake in hindsight. But hey, best play it safe with my track record with missions, because something always goes wrong. So you can see we're just tweaking our encounter with Kerbin here, just to make sure that we come in under the atmosphere and all that sort of stuff. And it's a fairly standard return with a fairly fiery re-entry on the way back, which you will see in a couple of minutes time. But yeah guys, KSP News, I just want to give you an update as towards KSP News. That has slowed down a little bit just because of the lack of KSP News that's actually out at the moment. It's more sort of like written information rather than the screenshots and anything. I'm sure it's going to pick up in the next couple of weeks to a month or so. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say with regards to that. It's still gonna happen. Every time there's some awesome news, I will still be covering it, don't worry. And you can see me trimming the encounter here. I have rambled a lot in this video, and I'm very sorry for that. That massive amount of rambling. I just wanted to say before I go as well, thank you so much for 800 subscribers. We are so close to 1,000 now. I can almost taste it and feel it and see it and imagine it. You can't see what I'm doing with my hands, but I'm sort of gesturing and I've just knocked the mic and everything. It's all gone wrong. But you can see the fiery re-entry here with stuff exploding and all that sort of stuff. But yeah guys, thank you so much for 800 subscribers. It has been an absolute awesome ride with you guys, and hopefully we can get to 1,000 by the end of the year, and that would just be awesome and amazing. And I honestly would love you guys forever. I love you guys forever already. What am I saying? But yeah, looks like the mission is just about coming to the close now. The hangar is still happening. Don't worry, it's still a thing. I haven't got round to actually reviewing anyone's craft yet. I will leave the link in the description below for the craft hangar that you guys can upload your craft to. I'm going to be mean and say that they can only be stock because, well, it just makes it easier for me to actually put the craft file into my save file and review it. But if you guys want to leave your files, your stock files, leave them down below. But until then, this is Brad signing off. Remember to like and subscribe for more. Stay classy.